Marquette University.
We're resident assistants here.
Yeah.
I'm Bob the Builder.
I'm Dora the Explorer.
I'm Devin.
And this segment is going to be talking about community building.
Community building.
Community building is a vital part of the development of the student.
It's a vital part.
Very important, very crucial.
The most.
It allows you to get to know your residents and for your residents to get to know each other.
And for them to come out of their comfort zones and to be themselves.
Themselves. Woo! It's very important. Did I mention that?
So, the first part to build a community is a framework. You need a blueprint.
And to start off with this, we're going to talk about how, before the year even begins, how you can start to plan ahead.
Just like this.
Here we go. So, the first thing that you do before the residents even move in is prepare some stuff. So, step number one is to make a theme.
Theme.
This theme can be used to make your door decks and posters for your floor.
And last year my theme was surfing, and so the door decks that I made were surfboards that had their name and the city that they live in. And then I also had a giant poster of a beach with a little palm tree hanging over. And you know, it really helped set the mode for the floor, you know, that like I care about him and that I made this for him.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
My theme was kind of a where are you going kind of theme. And I had little miniature cutouts of United States. United States. I said many United States is. And I wrote the resident's name, the room number, and where they were from. You know, I put a little dot where they were from. That way, you know, if you're walking by, you'd be like, hey, this guy's from Greenbow, Alabama. I'm also from Greenbow, Alabama. I know they could be friends. It's just another little thing to help kind of build some community, you know?
My theme was a day at the zoo. Really random, but each door deck was a different animal. It's kind of fun. The next thing are your posters. Your posters can display information about campus events and even city events.
Much like that poster. Hence, that school. That's the school we're at, Marquette.
Also, before the residents move in, you should familiarize with their room number, with their names, and so you can kind of get to know who is in what room.
Just make sure you don't stutter.
And also names and then hometown. So that way when you meet them, you can ask them questions about like, oh hey, you grew up in Las Vegas. Have you ever been to casino? And yada, yada. And
I'm from Chicago, by the way.
I'm from Las Vegas.
I'm from Milwaukee.
I'm getting a phone call. He's getting it. This is a duty phone.
It's a duty phone.
I have one too, see?
Alright, so after you familiarize yourself with names and hometowns, you start to coordinate and program with other RAs. You know, you plan ahead before the residents get there. Okay? So it's always good to meet RAs in the same building or around campus and start to plan like, you know, a football game that's gonna happen like right after the residents move in. And you can also, you know, plan programs for the future. Okay? So as soon as we moved in, Devin and I, right here,
Me and him.
Bob the Builder, we played a football game, my wing versus his wing, 1v1.
Just 1v1.
And it was awesome. You know, my wing, you know, they really connected, we got to know each other in a different light.
They really learned how to lose together as a unit, which is really good.
It was fun.
My team, on the contrary, I mean, they were already used to dominating, so, you know.
Yeah,
But
we
as
lost.
a whole, it just created a community.
Right.
We lost in some aspects, but we gained friendships, all right? And we gained the knowledge of, you know, we lost our comfort zones, basically. And everyone got out there, put themselves out there, and made friends. It was all good.
And they lost the game, too.
Bob
Yes.
the Builder built a community.
I built a community, okay?
While losing. Just goes to show. Losing, sometimes when you lose, you really win.
That is great advice, okay? So now, I'm Bob the Builder, and I'm going to teach you how you need a blueprint before you build community, all right? So the blueprint of community essentially starts in pre-move-in, which we just described. However, when they're actually moving in, that's when you get down and dirty, all right? All right, here we go. Now for the dirty stuff.
The
okay?
dirty.
All right? Move-in day, it's going to be hectic. It's going to be
Never
crazy.
been to the dirty before.
Move-in day is going to be insane, crazy. People everywhere, families, yakking, talking, parents like screaming and yelling.
Elevators breaking.
Yakking.
You know, people just waiting and hot and just complaining. It's gonna be absolutely terrible. But you can make it beautiful.
It's
you know
not,
why?
it's not that terrible.
It's all about you.
It's all about you.
You.
Now is your time
And
to
you.
go out and to meet your residents.
Meet them all.
All right. So this is what I recommend you to do. Okay. When you go out and meet your residents, you familiarize yourself with their names. That's most important. All right.
Familiarize.
And
That's
put
the
their
word you
names
use.
to their faces.
Put their names to their faces. Ask them some questions about interest. If you form a good conversation about what they like to do and what their interests are, you're going to learn a lot about them, all right? And they're going to feel comfortable talking to you about stuff. So,
Get to know them and their families.
I'm Dora the Explorer, and I'm going to explore my residents and find out their interests.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
no, it doesn't. So,
I'm Devin. He's Bob the Builder.
I'm Dora.
Oh, we'll see you next time.
It's not over.
And we're back.
all right.
All right, so on moving day, this question's gonna be flying at you from all sides. You're gonna be like, whoa, whoa. And you're gonna try to fend them off, but the thing is, you gotta answer them all. So what you do, most of the times the parents are asking questions. The residents are kind of like embarrassed, they just kind of want to get out of there, want the parents to leave, but the parents are gonna be asking you all these questions. So what you want to do is you want to answer the question of the parent, but make sure their kids or their residents or anybody else that would like that information be important to are within earshot. That way, they will be able to have that information as well as the parents.
Yeah. And
You know
also,
what I mean?
And also, it makes the resident feel good about himself that now he's on his own and now he's making his decisions, where the futon's going to go, wow, that's a very big decision.
Big decision.
For a resident, and he's like, wow, I get to design my own room.
Wow.
Sweet.
Wow. Freedom!
All right?
Right.
Yeah.
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 And we're back.
Okay. And another note is that when you're talking to your residents, all right, you get their interests in their hometowns, and you find out what they really like to do and what they look like. You go back to your room, you make a list, you write the resident's name down, and you write a brief description about what they look like, just so you can recognize them again. So you match a face to a name.
Maybe
all right?
a Post-it.
All right, and then after, you write down all the interests that you heard. Okay, and then after talking to all your residents, you match interests and find commonalities that you can, plan a particular program with, okay?
So with those interests, you are going to plan a program, like he said. And these programs can range from, if your residents like to color, you can make a coloring one. If they like to play games, if they like to go to city, you can even do one as simple as going to the dining hall and getting dinner with your residents. That allows them to get to know you, and you can get to know them also. You want to let... Yeah.
Yes.
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 A great program is eating. It's simple. You just grab as many residents as you can, get them all together, and you just bring them to food.
Because they all eat.
They all love to eat.
Everybody has to.
Use what you've given from other RAs and things going on campus. It's not you don't have to create your own programs for your way. You can use other programs going on.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
And you don't have to
Good point.
It's an
Thank
easy thing to do because once you get them all together, they're gonna start talking. All right, they're sitting down at the same table. They're gonna share stories and
They're gonna
stuff like
chat.
that.
They're gonna chat.
Yes, they're going to chat.
Yes.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you, Devin.
You're welcome. All right.
And so then, as the year goes on, your residents are going to get to know each other. They're going to create a little community of their own. And then it's your job to make sure that those residents are still getting along with other residents on your wing by planning more programs throughout the year.
And we're back.